Hey guys, it's Jen. I hope you guys are doing well. It's been a while since my last video. Partly because mental health is 5 weeks, so I feel like I was just doing things back to back and I just didn't get a good amount of time to do videos every week. So sorry about that, but I have a few things that I wanted to talk about. So today I took my final for mental health, so it's officially over. And I'm just happy that it is over. So I'm going to go back to clinical day 2 and clinical day 3. So like I mentioned, clinical day 1 I was with the adolescents. So the second week, and I only had 3 weeks there. All 3 were 12-hour shifts. The second week was with the adolescents again, and for that one it was nice to see, well, it wasn't nice to see them that they were still there, but there were some patients who were there the week before, and it's nice to see improvement, because that would mean that they would be, you know, moving closer to actually getting discharged. So I mean, it is, I feel like it helped me to see how important the medication for those that are suffering with a mental illness, how it helps them to kind of get stabilized, for lack of a better word. So that was really nice. Week 3 I decided to change my assignment, and I went to an adult floor. And that was interesting. I was really nervous because I had so many different feelings of like, I'm younger than some of the patients. Will they respect me? How do I talk to them? I don't want to sound like I'm better or treating them like a child. So I just, you know, I've never interacted with someone with a mental illness to the extent of like being in the clinical site. So I went there and I pretty much just started talking to them, and we played games, and that kind of is how I broke the ice. You know, I said good morning and they said good morning, and you know, I gauged whoever wanted to talk or interact, and then those that didn't, I just kind of left them alone. But for the most part, I spent the day kind of playing games and just talking and going to groups with them, and just, you know, kind of focused on what things in their lives they have to do in order to remain out of the facility, and to kind of get their life back on track once they leave the facility. So that was really nice. I really liked my patient. We had a great conversation, and I really hope that she does well. She seemed like she was heading in the right direction. Let's see. It also, with the adults, I feel like it was easier to understand their illness and how they act out and how they communicate, etc., versus the adolescents, because a lot of it I feel like were teenage phases, or just the way teenagers are. So, and I'm pretty sure that's probably what the parents feel like, oh, you need to grow out of it, but if it's an illness, so they can't. So I feel like with an adult, I was able to really see and compare the norm of not having mental illness to actually having it, and then understanding each of them. So I noticed that. Let's see. So I have here safety. So for, especially in any unit that you're in, watch your back. A patient was walking behind me, and like he clenched his fist and he was kind of like punching the air, but I'm pretty sure he wanted to punch me. And one of my classmates walked quickly over to me, and she explained what had happened. And then this was a patient that she saw the week before, so she understood. And I didn't. I just got to the floor, so I'm pretty new. I didn't know that he, you know, was capable of doing that. So yeah, and that was literally maybe 10 minutes into my shift. So I kept my eyes out for him and, you know, watch my back. Let's see. Sorry, I'm a little tired. We talked about that. Okay, let's talk about what this clinical rotation is not. This clinical rotation is not for you to practice your nursing skills at all. I just filled out a questionnaire for the facility and the actual course for my program. And other than therapeutic communication, using your words, there's nothing else nursing that you do. It's a little hard because all I did was look at the chart and just kind of understood, you know, read through the meds. And that's as far or as deep as nursing that it gets. I saw like handing them, the nurse handing out the pills to the patients. But that's pretty much it. There's really no, I don't want to say nursing happening, but I don't know. Some people liked the rotation, some people didn't. I mean, you just talk, so I guess it really helped in that sense, but you really don't get to do anything else. So, and then for the most part, the psych techs were the ones actually communicating to the student nurses and kind of engaging. So it's like, well, I'm trying to find out what a psych nurse does, and not really getting that experience. So I don't know. If you guys are going to your rotation for mental health, let me know what you think about it. I will agree, I think it's a whole different world. But I still believe, like, if that door opened after graduation, I wouldn't mind entertaining the idea of working in a facility. So yeah, I don't know. Okay, so I had exam 2. I don't know if I told you guys that. I had exam 2 and I got a 91. It was harder. It had a lot more critical thinking versus the first exam was kind of black and white definitions, you know, concrete stuff where you didn't have to think too hard about each question and each answer. So exam 2 was harder, and I had to focus a lot harder to be able to make it through. I didn't think I did that well to get a 91 when I was taking it. I was like, oh man, this is going to be, you know, a sucky test, but I'll take that. And today I had my final. So let's talk about this like red line where if you fall below this line, you either are kicked out of the nursing program or it really just comes down to the math. Like, will you stay in the nursing program? And this is where like nursing school is stressful. One bad day, one bad exam could really hurt someone's chance of staying in the program or not. And for a lot of us, we have dreams. We have a dream of getting an education to be a nurse, finding the job, you know, starting your career, maintaining that, support your families, support yourself, you know, all of the stuff that goes down to when you think about these exam days. So today I started my exam. And my friend actually sat next to me, which is, that doesn't happen because we usually do like skip a seat, but he sat next to me and that threw me off. And I didn't want to say anything. I like to have my space. If I could, I would probably face a corner away from everyone because I start like focusing on, oh, that person got up early. You know, then I'll look at time and then I'll look at everyone else and then the next person I got up and then if someone sneezes, you know, like I just get distracted like that and it really takes me out of my focus zone. So he sat next to me and I was like, okay, Jeanette, just do you move to the point where I can't see him in my peripheral and do the test. But I was fidgeting and I took off my shirt. I was fidgeting. I moved. Oh, it was just bad. I could not focus like I normally do. And so once you're done, you go up, you take some questionnaires, you fill out the questionnaire, and then you go back, and then you get the answer key, and you answer that. So there was just, you know, he was getting up, other people were getting up, they were coming back, they were switching papers, so it just totally ruined my mind space. But anyways, so for my program, you have to have a 75% average for exams, overall class grade, in order to pass and stay in the program. So I got a 76 at first, and then I realized that the answer key was wrong, therefore I knew I was going to get 2 more points. So my final exam for this class was a 78. I got 100 first exam, got a 91 second exam, and I got a 78 on the final exam. I have no idea what's going on with me. I don't know why I tend to do so poorly on a final exam. So I need to work on that. But I wanted to let you guys know, for a class like this, for any class really, especially like the 5-week class, do your best to get the highest that you can for exam 1, exam 2, the first exams of the semester. Week 1, the end of week 1, we took exam 1. The end of week 4, we took exam 2. So that's 3 weeks. So if you got 76 on the first exam, that's like torture, because you're putting so much weight on that second exam to find out if you're going to make above 75 or below 75, because and then everything will be, all that weight would transfer to the final exam. Can you make that minimum? So do your best to study hard. Make sure that you are shooting for high grades for those first few exams, just to make sure that you're not like super stressed about the final. So when I did my math, all I needed was 34 points, which was what, 17 questions to get right on the final to meet that 75%. And that's, I guess, a good place to be. But those that are just making 76, 78, and you know, like, it's harder because, like I said, one bad question, you're out of the program. So I think that's it. My camera's about to die, but if you have any questions, let me know. Don't forget to comment, like,